okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. They come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. As we go live on Synergy Network viewers, remember to share our live stream. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Remember that viewers. Even on YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So Trinidad and Tobago, do that now. Share our stream. As we give you this few minutes to do so, this is to let the traveling population who cannot sit behind a television and view it live, they can get it on Facebook while they are traveling. They can also get it on YouTube while they are traveling. So they can probably have discussions in the taxi that they are in about the issues we will be discussing on tonight's live program. Remember also viewers, there's a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in case you missed it in the night. Also, just a reminder, Real Talk Financing is offering you 4% on fixed deposit, viewers. Remember that. Now, what I want you to remember the most is that you are not getting a 3 months payment, you are not getting a 6 months payment, part payment, or you are not getting a 1 year part payment. You are getting your full interest payment up front. So if you invest 100,000, just say I love to use a wrong figure for 100,000 or 50,000. Let's just say you invest $50,000 on a fixed deposit for 5 years. You're gonna get $10,000 interest at the end of 5 years. So the good thing about us now is that you're gonna get this $10,000 up front. Yes, you heard me right, up front. If you invest $100,000, you're going to get the $20,000 interest up front for 5 years. If you invest it for 10 years, that's $40,000. You're on $100,000, you're going to get it up front. As long as your check is cleared, my office will contact you a few days later to come in the office to collect a check for $40,000. That will be your interest being paid up front. So remember, viewers, only Real Talk is giving you that, Real Talk Financing. And yes, we are licensed. I just want you to understand that. We are a registered company. We have Real Talk Reckon. We have Real Talk Security. Recently, we've added Real Talk Construction. So we're going into the construction business, viewers. In about a month or two, we already have our registered certificates. Yes, we're growing. We have Real Talk Credit Union. We have Real Talk Financing, where we lend money to you, the public. Yes, we're growing in finance. I've spent all my life in accounts. I've spent a number of years lending money, being a licensed money lender. And we're growing. The good Lord has just blessed Saieed to grow and expand. When your heart is clean, anything you do will be successful. So it doesn't matter if people just want to call and bash you, oh, you do this, you're that, you're that. No. The mouth will say what the ear didn't hear. But nevertheless, so as we start our program tonight, over 30 Caribbean airline pilots, represented by the Trinidad and Tobago Airline Pilot Association, protested today at Piaco International Airport this morning for overdue wage negotiation. The pilots stated that they have been working on expired contracts for the past 9 years. Now, this is really, really ridiculous, eh? For the past 9 years. And were being paid less than non-national pilot. They also said they had no job security and had been offered a 20% salary cut. The union noted that all the pilots present were off duty, so no flights were affected. Now I'm going to pause right here. So this is where now I am asking, the pilots that were on duty, are they facing the same thing? Are they facing the same 9 years with expired contracts? Are they also facing a non-national salary cut and no job security? Are they also facing the same thing? So my thing now is, if they are facing the same thing, right, the same pilots who are off duty and they strike today, I am asking the question tonight. Why didn't the pilots that went to work today, why didn't they stay away from job and align themselves with their fellow co-pilots? Why didn't they do that? Tell me why. You come together, every one of you are on the job with no contract for the last 9 years. You're getting less paid than a non-national. On top of that, you have no job security. On top of that, you have been offered a 20% salary cut. So my thing is now, where is the unity? Where is the unity? And this is what we don't have here. Unity. So we have 30 pilots who are off duty. They protested. Let's just say we have 30 on duty. Are you facing the same thing that the 30 who is off duty facing and decide to come together and strike? Why didn't you now, as a pilot also, join your fellow pilots in striking also? Because these pilots who were off duty, they have bills to pay just like the one who went to work today. Just like the ones who went to work today. You see, unity, Trinidad and Tobago, you see, unity is a serious thing. Is a very, very serious thing. Now listen to this. The union noted that all pilots presented were off duty, so no flights were affected. Caribbean Airlines in a release said it was disappointed by the unexpected and disappointing action. Okay, so Caribbean Airlines now released a statement saying that they were disappointing in the actions. So what about now job security? You're not disappointed about that. What about now the pilots saying they are being paid less than the non-national? Caribbean Airlines, you're not disappointed in that. So what about now the 20% being offered on a salary cut? Caribbean Airlines, you're not disappointed with that then? The pilots are striking because they are raising issues that you all fail to address. That is what they did today. You all disappointed? 9 years now, these pilots working without a contract. That not disappointing to you? A Caribbean Airline? That not disappointing? Oh, what is disappointing is that they stage a protest. So it hurting earlier because they stage a protest. I see. I see. So what about now those big boys in Caribbean Airline? If the boy is bigger than Ola decides to tell Ola now, Ola have a 20% pay cut, what are you going to do? What about if they tell Ola you have no job security now, what you going to do? For the managers of Caribbean Airline, if these proposals were handed down to you, what are you going to do? Ola would love to get a union to go after the big bosses in Caribbean Airline, correct? Do so and like so. Do so and like so. These pilots standing up for their rights. But word with Caribbean Airline, it is disappointing. 9 years and no contract. That's okay then, Caribbean Airline. I don't know, I'm asking. No, this is headline now. This is headline. Caribbean Airline probably feeling stink right now. To know that pilot striking. To know that a little truth coming out. It's sad, but really, really sad. It said, agreement have been reached on several key matters, and the pilot had received their annual increment of up to 3%. The airline confirmed that all flights and operation continued as scheduled. If I had a family working in the pilot industry in Trinidad and Tobago, and they had to go to work today, I would have to tell them stay home and go with your fellow companions who is striking for the betterment. I would have said that. But again, unity. Unity is a heck of a thing in Trinidad. We suffer from unity. Moving along. Legislations geared towards increasing the amount of US dollar paid to the government by energy sector companies is set to come into effect by 2025. This was announced by Finance Minister Clongenbert during a panel discussion at the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association post-budget discussion. The Finance Minister explained that the country was currently missing out on approximately US $2 billion annually from energy sector companies. During the budget, the Finance Minister said by 2025, he would introduce legislation to encourage energy sector companies to pay all their taxes in US dollar, given all their products are exported. Imbert said that legislation should add the US $2 billion to the local economy. However, he explained there would still be a need for further injection of foreign exchange even when this legislation comes into effect. I'll listen to this short man.
And I made a statement in the budget, and I want to explain why I did it. We earn about $28 billion in a good year from the energy sector, TT. We are supposed to get about $28 billion in terms of energy taxation. Now, if you do the maths, that's about $4 billion US dollars, more or less. So 26, 27, 28 billion TT is $4 billion US. But the amount that we actually receive is only $2 billion. So there's a missing $2 billion somewhere. So that what the energy companies are doing is they're converting US outside of the government system. That doesn't make any sense, because if you're a producer of oil or a producer of petrochemicals, all your products are exported and all of them are going to generate foreign exchange in terms of revenue for the company. So I said to myself, rather than try and figure out what's going on here, why is it we're only getting $2 billion out of the 4? Are we going to encourage them to pay all their taxes in US? Then the injection is still required, but we could send more money through the Exim Bank, because that is a structured, focused system that's working, so that the forex will then go to the productive sector.
Now, according to Clongenbert, within the next 3 or 4 months, this legislation is supposed to come on stream. Now, the thing is, having US $2 billion injected into our economy, US currency is all well and good. But the thing is, would money go missing? Would we have proper accountability for the $2 billion US that has been injected into our economy? This is a discussion all by itself. All by itself, Trinidad and Tobago. $2 billion being injected in US, all well and good. Number one, all well and good. Number two, are we going to see the $2 billion US convert into TT dollars, and where is the money going? That is another matter for discussion. So Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, we always bring the real topics to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Hence the reason why we ask you to call in. Call in, voice your concern, voice your opinion, because we are the only talk show in Trinidad and Tobago that brings it to you, the raw facts. So we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear about education, get 7.5 billion allocation, and we're going to see what's next in the goodie basket for you after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest, with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-16 2470. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember. Tell your friends, tell your family, you have money to invest. You want to get your interest up front. You want to go for a vacation, but you don't want to spend the money you have. You want to pay down on a car, but you don't want to spend the money you have. You want to repair your house, but you don't want to break the little money you have. Well, then tell them to come down to Real Talk by Saieed. Set up a fixed deposit, get your interest up front, and do what you have to do. Yep, that is how simple it is, viewers. I am changing the way financial institution operates in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm here to turn it around. We turn in the wheels. Step by step, we turn in the wheels. Nevertheless. Very soon we're going to see Real Talk Credit Union opening its third branch, viewers. Its third branch, yes. Third branch. We're growing. The goodness of God. Yep. Now, back to our program. So Trinidad and Tobago. Within the last few months, Education Minister Dr. Nyan Gasby-Dolly and her ministry have come under public pressure about the pure infrastructure of some schools. However, in his budget speech, Finance Minister Clongenbert sought to assure parents of affected students that many schools will be repaired while the new school will be constructed in the coming fiscal year. As the ministry received an allocation of $7.512 billion, reading out a list of schools that underwent repair and construction. Over the last 4 years, he promised that government would prioritize school infrastructure improvement programs. Embert stated that in 2025, construction will continue on several other new schools, with maintenance and repair of existing schools given the highest priority. The Ministry of Education 2025 budgetary allocation will be supplemented with special proposed loan financing to allow urgent need for school repair to be executed. Listen to Finance Minister one more time.
In 2025, construction will continue on several other new schools, with maintenance and repair of existing schools given the highest priority. Specifically, the Ministry of Education's 2025 budgetary allocation will be supplemented with special purpose loan financing to allow urgently needed school repairs to be executed by a state enterprise in a prompt and timely manner.
Now, viewers, Ember stated that the first part of that plan, in numeracy adaptive learning platform, would be launched in January 2025. He added that the second part of that digital education system was an ebook platform to be launched in June 2025. This platform will transit education and learning from textbook dependent to a more interactive and student-centric. I'll listen to this one more time.
The integration of an ebook platform into our education system will transition teaching and learning from a textbook-dependent and instructor-centered approach to a more interactive and student-centric paradigm. This initiative will offer cost-effective learning resources, promote equitable access to quality educational materials. The implementation of this platform guarantees access to e-textbooks, electronic textbooks, covering all subject areas taught in primary and secondary schools, thereby preparing our students for the digital era. This platform will be operational by June of 2025. The government's comprehensive approach to education acknowledges the importance of addressing the health and well-being of all students, encompassing their psychosocial, physical, and financial needs to optimize their performance.
Now, viewers, the minister also went on to announce the continuation of school feeding program, GATE, and the school rural transport program, and the $1,000 school supply and book grant. Now, however, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, Martin Lumpkin, described the presentation of education program as nothing new. So which means something they are accustomed hearing. The tit for tat is there, the mouth is there, the action is not there. Now, he said, there is no value for money, and noted that the release of monies from the Ministry of Finance to the Education Ministry is not timely. Listen to this.
By and large, we are not getting really true value for our money. Yes, recurring expenditure will take a substantial part of the budget, but when it comes to the needs of the education system, we are not seeing it translated into real activities and real projects that we would like to see. As you are aware, at the beginning of the school term and the academic year, we had challenges with a number of schools as it relates to infrastructure, health, and safety, and that continues. And we are also getting the sense that the release from the Ministry of Finance to the Ministry of Education is not as timely as it should be. And that in itself presents a number of issues and problems.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, he said, the promise to improve school infrastructure and provide an e-book platform were only promised steps. Only promise. Now, we are accustomed with the Minister of Finance making promise and promise and promise, which we see over the years have never come to pass. So that is something Lumpkin is saying he's accustomed to. Now, also, he welcomed the return of the $1,000 school supply and book grant, as well as GATE funding. However, he said the union hoped that educator would have been granted access to GATE to advance their skills. This is something that they also want to see done. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. We, in this country, as an oil-rich country, we, as a people in our country that have a lot of potential, a lot of resources in our country, knowing that health is critical. Safety, policing is critical. Education is critical in our country. But is these three major institutes running properly? Teachers complaining about school. Security of policing is our next one. And health is deteriorating so bad it's a shame. Three major factors in Trinidad and Tobago that we cannot seem to have a proper hook on it with 1.4 million people and billions of dollars circulating in our economy. It's really sad. It's stinking sad. So we're shifting gears a bit. Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Saieed Ali, have stated that he is very upbeat about the allocation his ministry received in 2024-2025 budget and additional revenue of over $91 million, which can flow into the coffers of local government corporation from the collection of property tax. So my question is now, is the $91 million that were collected in 2024, is it going to the corporation? Are they going to get it, actually get it, so that from October, November, December, are we going to see changes in community concerning the pavement, concerning the paving of road? Are we going to see that? Are we going to see garbage being collected in communities? Are we going to see that? Are we going to see crime reduction? Are we going to see that in communities? Arawi promised to respond to all those matters when he contributes to the budget debate, which began tomorrow. His ministry received an allocation of $1.771 billion in the $59.7 billion budget. Arawi said the allocation the ministry received this year was approximately the same as last year. He added, the local government corporation needs more money than they currently receive, given the average request for funding from a corporation in a large corporation is about $100 million. All hear that? All hear that? All listen to this.
The average request for funding from a corporation is about, in the large corporations, about $100 million. What do they get? They get close to 27, maybe $20 million. The supplementation of that funding has in part been addressed in the budget because the Minister of Finance has informed that we collected close to $91 million in property tax, and that is to be distributed across the 14.
So now, $91 million is going to be distributed in 14 corporations. Arawi said that the amount of property tax collected from each area does not equate to the amount the area will receive. He said there will be a formula to create how much financing each corporation will get, and whatever the final allocation is, it will remain, which means more money to do more communities, which includes better service. So what are these services? Listen to this.
Mayaro, for instance, has very few houses and a very large land area. So if you only gave them what they generated, it would be unfair. So there's going to be a formula which the Minister of Finance will work out to prorate or manage how much you get, because it would be unfair in some instances to deprive a less densely populated corporation of money, saying, well, you only have 10 houses, so that's all you're getting. You can't fix a pothole with no money. You can't fix a drain. You can't fix a pavement. You can't collect and pay for garbage collection without money. So we are providing a direct linkage between the tax which was generated and giving it right back to the corporations, so you can at least expect an incrementally better service.
Now viewers, to close up the story, in his budget presentation, Imbud announced a total amount of property tax revenue exceeding 91 million figure, which Imbud mentioned in his budget presentation, being distributed to local corporation. Listen to this one more time before we go for a break.
Up to Friday, September 20th, 2024, 89,441 residential property owners had paid property taxes totaling $91 million in revenue. This sum, along with property taxes collected in fiscal 2025, will be distributed to local government bodies in fiscal 2025 for the maintenance of local roads and drains and public facilities such as recreation grounds, and for the development programs, as well as for the provision of local services. These funds will be distributed to each corporation in amounts equal to the funds collected in each municipality. Additional allocations will be given to the corporations in the usual manner. Appropriate amendments will be made to the relevant legislation to ensure that property tax is used for the purpose intended and not diverted for unproductive purposes.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear about 100 new road paving project for 2025 after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
while protests for road repair have been a feature in 2024, the government proposed to initiate 100 new secondary road paving projects in fiscal 2025. A finance minister, Clongenberg, have said the program for upgrading road efficiency under the Ministry of Works and Transport had initiated over 150 road rehabilitation projects at an estimated cost of $233 million on secondary road for fiscal 2024. Of these projects, 85 are completed, 30 are scheduled to commence in the first quarter of fiscal 2025, and 35 are near the tender stage and will be awarded shortly.
Under its program for upgrading road efficiency, or PURE, the ministry has initiated over 150 road rehabilitation projects at an estimated cost of $233 million on secondary roads for fiscal 2024. Of these projects, 85 have been completed, 30 are scheduled to commence in the first quarter of fiscal 2025, and 35 are in the process of being tendered and will be awarded shortly. In continuing to improve the infrastructure of the country's road network, the Ministry of Works and Transport will initiate in 2025 100 new road paving projects on local roads at an estimated cost of $210 million. The projects will be undertaken in all areas of Trinidad. The Ministry of Works and Transport has also undertaken more than 600 desilting and river clearing projects nationwide. These initiatives aim to protect waterway erosion and improve drainage throughout the country. Additionally, the ministry's Pumps and Gates program further strengthens its flood mitigation efforts.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. Great program as usual.
Thank you, my friend.
In this country today, the right things are practiced as the wrong things, and the wrong things are practiced as the right things.
Correct.
This country has degenerated into a politically dictatorial state. The citizens have no say in this country. They have no rights, that have been taken away from us, the employers of these notorious pirates, these political pirates that have been taken away from us, the opposition have some work to do, and the unions also, because this $91 million that Clongenberg is talking about, that he will distribute to the different corporations, the citizens and who went and paid property tax ought to know which corporation received the most amount of payments, because you cannot say, okay, in, let's say, Sama Lavantel Corporation, they, out of that 91 million, they paid 10% of that amount, but you're going to give them 25%? No. And they may pay 25% of that amount, but you're going to give them 5%? No. So opposition, you all have a lot of work to do to bring this information to the citizens, and don't go and play smart and hide there and operate like the dictatorial bunch of politicians we have here in this country, And I have breaking news for the citizens of this country, Mr. Saieed. Singh was robbed 2 weeks ago, and I want the citizens of this country to know he planned and orchestrated that robbery on himself, because he is very unpopular in his constituency, and he's looking for sympathy and want to go back up for that seat. So I hope you all run him out of that constituency. Thank you, Mr. Saieed. Keep up the great work you are doing. God bless.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, Imbert said the government plans to pursue a nationwide infrastructure revitalization in 2025, prioritizing slope stabilization measures, mitigation of traffic congestion, repairs of bridges, and upgrade to coastal infrastructure. Listen to Clongenberg one more time, Trinidad and Tobago.
The ministry has also undertaken an expansive landslip repair program. This program, alongside bridge construction and refurbishment endeavors, strategic traffic management protocols, road rehabilitation, paving initiatives, and manhole restoration efforts, embodies our commitment to safeguarding and modernizing our country's critical infrastructure. In 2025, we plan to decisively pursue this nationwide infrastructure revitalization, prioritizing slope stabilization measures, the mitigation and amelioration of traffic congestion, the reconstruction and repair of bridges, and the strategic upgrading of our coastal infrastructure. Some of the upcoming projects will include the Paria Main Road Coastal Repair Works, the Marval Access Upgrade, the construction of the Moruga Highway, rehabilitation of Moruga Road and Moro Roads, the Barataria Ramp and Underpass Upgrade, the Southern Main Road QREP Upgrade from HCC Development to Farm Road, and the Tampuna Road Upgrade Arima.
Regarding major works, Imbert said the government remains committed to modernizing infrastructure. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, $177 million was spent on the Manzalina Mayara Road reconstruction. Is in advanced state with a targeted completion date for all phases of that project by end of January 2025. Now, all well and good, but Clongenbert is not saying anything about the $2.6 billion that is still up in smoke. $2.6 billion still up in smoke. Where did that money go? Is that money being used? I don't know, I'm asking. Is that money being used to fund all these projects? I mean, yes, you're at a budget. But no part of that budget said that they're going to investigate the missing money. No part of that budget. All we know is that more money pumped into policing, 2,000 more vehicles in a few years. But what about all the vehicles that were parked down? What about those? What about repair to those vehicles instead of buying 2,000 new vehicles? Common sense. Call a good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saeed, the finance minister, he does talk some big words and things, but people need to understand where it is really going on in the country.
The reality.
Let me tell you something, right? I listened to this clip about the local government minister talking, right? So what he's trying to say is that if certain areas don't generate property tax revenue, the government will assist these areas with funding. That's what he's trying to say.
Yep.
So certain communities now have to pay the property tax to maintain their community and the whole district and everything, right?
Yes.
You understand that, right? So the government going to assist these things, right? The same way they assist certain people with water payment, with light bill payment. They see people keeping electricity, they don't do them anything. People getting gas cards, people getting food cards. I not talking that, you know. But it's the same people over and over, right? You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And that's how the racket always running in this country, right? That's why people like himself and yourself, we just always have to talk about it. Because the people that deserve it don't get it, right? That's the problem in the country.
Yes.
They're always giving their people, their supporters, right? Alright, let me bypass that, right? I have a serious issue and a serious problem.
Tell me.
The Prime Minister coming out and saying that we don't want no election observers in the country. What is the reason for this? Why are you going to give the EBC $10 million? Why you do that for? Them needed $10 million in this budget? I asked him a question here because the Finance Minister and the Prime Minister come out and say that they have hard times ahead till 2027. So what about the current voting strategy that we have right now? Why are they need to go digital with that right now? Do we have the finance to do that?
Correct.
In this budget? Why are they didn't do it last year for 2024, 2023, or 2022? Why are they come for the election year 2025 to do that? let me tell you something. People outside on the ground don't say that CNN plans to rig election. That is the talk what we hear on the ground. And from where I look at, from where it's looking like to me now, people look like they're getting the information damn good. Because I don't understand why you pumping $10 million into the EBC now when we have no money. That is what you say that, that's what you tell the population.
Yep.
They have no money, right? Right. I don't talk about that. When we talk about is 2,000 vehicles now.
Yes.
The police will not buy. When they're going to purchase for the police to eat up within the next 3 years. Right? Now, let me ask you a serious question here, right? When the police purchasing vehicles, who they buying these new vehicles from? Local dealers?
We don't know.
And they're buying these vehicles from local new car dealers? Tell me now, no, you answer, you tell me. And if it is they're buying these cars from these new local dealers, right? Where are these people getting this foreign currency to bring these vehicles to supply the government with 2,000 vehicles?
Correct.
And each one of them vehicles estimated $400,000. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Where are they getting this foreign currency? And
True.
me and you have to go there and suck salt and buy foreign currency, US currency, in the black market and pay $10 to US dollars.
Correct.
Tell me if I'm lying. No, you tell me if I'm lying. I want to know where they get this money to supply the government with 2,000 vehicles. Because the government, as far as I know, them don't import their own vehicle, you know. They just buy it from local dealers, not so? So where is the US currency coming from? So we have a situation here now where we have inequality of treatment with certain citizens there. Certain people have preference to get unlimited US currency. And then certain people have to go there and buy black market and do whatever you want, fight up to have the business afloat. That's how it's running in this country.
That's how
And
it
they
is.
expect people now to be okay with that. People have to stay quiet. People mustn't say anything.
Thank you, my friend.
People need to open their eyesight. Anyway, you enjoy the night side.
Thank you. So Trinidad and Tobago, hear this, Today I called a few police stations to get a certificate of character, a fingerprint done. And I was surprised to know that some station has no receipt book. Some station not doing fingerprint. How are we fixing this problem? Some stations aside, boy, is pressure to get a fingerprint right now. How come? How come? How? Ola, you want to explain that to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? How it is a citizen cannot go to a police station and get a certificate of character? Why? Why is there a delay in 2 and 3 months? Ola? A simple thing. As a certificate of character for our work, we can't get it. So we miss out on opportunity because we cannot get a certificate of character in the police station. Why? There is no receipt books. It's sad, you know. It's really, really stinking sad. But our commissioner of police is performing. Performance where? Where is performance? Oh, it's stinking sad, yes? Anyhow, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, viewers, we're going to hear Health gets the biggest share of the budget in this budget presentation.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union, Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Remember, Real Talk is offering you a 4% on fixed deposit interest upfront, viewers. We are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is offering that. Remember that. You're looking for cash borrow, I'm a licensed money lender. Feel free to do so. Also, be members of Real Talk Credit Union. Plant a seed today. We will water it and you will reap the benefit later on. Call a good night. For the first time in recent history, the health sector has received the largest portion of the national budget with an allocation of $7.571 billion. The Health Ministry has typically received either the second or third highest allocation from the budget, behind national security and education skills training. Now, during his presentation, the Minister of Finance, Clong Burt, outlined several initiatives for the new fiscal year, including a revamped digitalization program. In this project, Imbut noted that the on-field health record system will be introduced, which would allow for easy access to patient medical records to optimize institutional capacity. This is expected to be done by December 2025. Listen to this.
We will be implementing several digital health initiatives by December 25 in collaboration with iGovTT and the Ministry of Digital Transformation. This will ultimately establish a unified electronic health record system, providing a comprehensive view of each patient's medical information. Digitalization is revolutionizing the healthcare sector by establishing interconnected networks, enhancing flexibility, improving quality and safety, facilitating patient data accessibility, expanding service reach, optimizing supply chain management, increasing transparency, and enabling data-driven decision-making. These advancements are crucial for modern healthcare delivery and system improvement. Madam Speaker, we have also received 8 advanced healthcare robots from the Indian government at a cost of $1 million as part of our ongoing efforts to digitize the healthcare system. These robots will play a key role in digitizing various aspects of healthcare within pharmacies, laboratories, and the public administration corporation system. Our aim is to create a fully paperless healthcare environment to improve efficiency and patient care.
Now, viewers, with all this taking place, Embud also reported that over 265,000 people benefited from the CEDA program at a cost of $190 million between 2021 and 2024. Switching a bit, Clang Embud have also stated that the Trinidad and Tobago tourism industry has experienced a remarkable resurgence, with airline taking the lead in the post-pandemic revival. He said there have been a 36% surge in air arrivals in 2023, with a projection of 2024 to be exceeded these numbers. Listen to him.
We are experiencing a tourism resurgence. Air arrivals to Trinidad and Tobago in 2023 have surged by 36% year on year, driven by an increase in airlift by major airlines and a growing interest from main source markets such as the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. We're expecting end-of-year visitor arrivals to vastly surpass that of 2023, based on the positive trend for the first 5 months of 2024.
Now, viewers, listen to this carefully. Setting an ambitious target of 500,000 annual visitors by 2026. Embud attributed this goal to the strategic marketing and significant infrastructure investment. Includes a $56.6 million renovation of the Magdalena Grand and a $400 million modernization of the Hilton Trinidad. Imagine that, how much money you're going to spend there. Embud said, these upgrades are key to staying competitive and creating jobs. He also reinforced the idea that these developments in Trinidad and Tobago as a status as a premier tourism destination. So, a hotel give a status? I wonder when foreigners go on Trinidad and Tobago website and they see 500 murders for the year, what are they going to think? You're talking about a $400 million hotel upgrade. But we have 500 murders. Which one balancing? Are we going to our country with 500 murders per year? Is the hotel going to attract us? No, that's not going to attract us. The airport not going to attract us. It's the safety in the country that is going to attract us. Imagine that. But nevertheless, viewers, we are out of time for tonight. Our renewal of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Until we meet again, I am Saieed Ali saying good night.